One single fish could cost more than a luxury sports car, but only if the chef handles it perfectly. To understand why, we have to start where it all begins, the docks. The moment a giant bluefin tuna is caught, its temperature skyrockets. If the crew doesn't cool it down immediately, the meat is ruined. It takes a whole team just to stabilize it. But getting it to the docks is only 10% of the journey. Every bump, every bruise can drop the value of this fish by thousands of dollars. Welcome to the inner sanctum. This is where buyers inspect the tail cuts to grade the fat content. The higher the fat, the higher the bidding war. And now, it enters the kitchen of a master. A normal kitchen knife won't work here. These blades are treated like samurai swords, sharpened daily for a single purpose: absolute precision. Watch how he aligns the blade. He isn't just cutting meat, he's navigating the grain of the fat. One wrong angle, and the texture changes completely. This part of the belly is highly prized, but it's incredibly delicate. He's breaking down the main block into pristine, workable portions. He's skinning the loin now. Notice how smoothly the blade moves. It takes years of practice to leave absolutely zero meat behind on that skin. Each of these blocks will soon be transformed into high-end sashimi. The color alone tells you everything you need to know about the quality. This is it, the ultimate cut, otoro. It's so rich in healthy fats that it literally melts at room temperature. But we are just getting started. Because what the chef does next with these specific cuts is something you've probably never seen before. If you thought slicing a fish of this caliber was simple, think again. Watch the blade. A true master never saws back and forth. It is always one singular, confident pull stroke. This ensures the clean edges required for fine dining. Look closely at that marbling. That isn't normal fish fat. That is pristine, melt-in-your-mouth richness that commands a premium worldwide. Behind the scenes, rows upon rows of these blocks are constantly sorted by fat content. The preparation stage alone takes hours before a single guest ever sits down. Now, watch this shift in style. We are moving away from the heavy fat cuts to the pristine, iron-rich akami, the deep red heart of the bluefin. This requires a completely different level of knife control. He is dicing the tuna into identical, microscopic cubes, preparing for a high-end tartare presentation. Precision presentation is everything. The deep red tuna contrasts flawlessly with the bright green avocado base beneath it. To finish it off, a perfect layer of premium Ikura caviar. The masterpiece isn't finished yet, because back on the main board, a completely different culinary secret is about to unfold.
If you thought the bluefin tuna was the peak of this meal, think again. Because a true master chef knows exactly how to bridge the gap between the ocean and the land. This is where fine dining turns into high-stakes teppanyaki. Every single ingredient on this board is valued for its flawless marbling and absolute freshness. Cooking at this temperature requires split-second timing. 1 extra second on this grill can ruin a cut of beef that costs hundreds of dollars. The steel must be immaculate. Listen to that sear. He's locking in the natural juices immediately. We are looking for a perfect medium rare, building a crust while keeping the center incredibly tender. While the beef rests, it's time for the main event. A delicate dusting of starch over the lobster meat. This isn't just for flavor. It creates a micro-thin barrier that locks moisture inside the shell.
要打开就再开一下。再换牛肉。
Now they line up for the final rest. Cooking a meal of this tier is a fine art, from the cold waters of the ocean right to the roaring heat of this flat top. A final kiss of fire to lock in the aromatics. The masterpiece is finally complete. A legendary culinary journey that proves perfection requires absolute patience. So, which plate are you diving into first? Let me know in the comments, and go back to part 1 to see exactly how this epic meal started.